Well, Vicky, again, I can't thank you enough. And I mean, you can't imagine what James is doing over at that table. Every time an auction lot comes up, he jumps up and says, I'm going to get them to go higher, higher, higher. And to the lovely people that have bought my tea, we're going to have fun. Thank you so much. I mean, so I was absolutely thrilled that that the wonderful James and Kim did such a great job in the beginning speeches, because they really are incredible. But I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled you got rid of the formalities, because I don't think I could remember His Excellency the Governor, the Deputy Governor. Anyway, formalities are done, right? Yeah. So thank you for doing all my hard work for me, and now I can go. But anyway, it is, and I can't tell you how nice it is, Governor, and Lizzie, and you're cooking a lovely dinner. Well done. Thank you so much. Okay, maybe you're not, but I'll send you some tea. Okay, so before we start, can I just say, Martin Lancaster, you're the hero. You're a hero, and I gather your son has been very generous tonight too. Yes? Come on, Martin. Come on to Martin Lancaster. And you know, the reason why I say Martin Lancaster, because it's always the people behind the scenes that do all the work, and we just stand up here getting the glory. And it's no question about it. It is incredible, because John Broadbent, you can't skulk around in the background not getting a huge well done for your work with the BCF. But there's no question about it. I have a new best friend in Jeanette and Lydia. Yeah, there's no question about it. And there's Fiona and Jeanette, Fiona and Lydia, and of course Steve. Lancashire helicopters. We did want to go helicopter all the way around Cayman Islands today. I did tell him it was thundering and raining, and that I thought it wasn't a good idea. You know, I do have a keynote speech to make, so we didn't. But it was wonderful to get off an aeroplane to meet such lovely people. And I think I was asked by Jason, who you'll listen on Monday morning. He interviewed me on your radio show. Jason, whoever Jason is, yeah. And Jason said to me, so where am I talking to you? And I said, well, I'm in the Strand supermarket in the chemist, actually. And he said, don't be silly, you can't be. And I said, well, don't say it on the radio, because then everyone will come and talk to me. And I'm trying to get into the chemist and out of the chemist without anyone knowing. I think you call it pharmacy, don't you? But anyway, so you'll hear about that on Monday morning. The interesting thing is, he said, you just have to stand up and say, what are going on, bobos? Right? What are going on, Bobo? Okay, yeah. Vicky, what are going on, Bobos? I don't know what. I said, Jason, are you sure that is not a swear word? And the Cayman Islands are going to throw me off the stage any minute. Well, too late, I've done it. Right. But as you know, I do tend to do that. Thank you. Oh dear, you know, I cannot tell you, and this is really serious. I cannot tell you what it did to me tonight to meet Tori. I just, you know, thank you all for being so generous, but goodness knows, Tori, the bravery and the courage to stand up as you did tonight. It's exceptional. Exceptional. And actually, it is so inspiring, because the BCF and what they do, and the wellness, and you're absolutely right, and the cold caps, and then you see Holly and Colleen, and the most incredible people that I've met just tonight. And everyone says to me, goodness, you know, thank you so much for coming. Are you completely out of your minds? I am the luckiest person alive. I really am. I really am. Seriously. Seriously. And now I'm going to get to the point of what I really think it's all about. What I really think life is all about. And what I really think life is all about is just being, well, I am a philanthropreneur from the heart. And I made that word up, actually. Yeah, I did. I really did. And I'm the first visiting professor of philanthropreneurship in the world. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. And what does it mean, actually, philanthropreneurship? It means all the T you see on that screen before, all the money goes to philanthropy through entrepreneurship. So you think of the idea, make it happen, and most of the proceeds go to philanthropy. It's exactly what the BCH do and what we've done tonight by that hugely generous person that has said they'll match all funds that we raise tonight. That is philanthropreneurship. That is really seeing a moment and jumping through it and never giving up. There is no question about it. You can never give up. I can tell you, in the last 6 months, I thought that you were all going to cancel me coming because of, well, I don't know, some other bad Fergie sells papers. But hey-ho, you didn't, so I came. And I think it's about the smile of a child, because every single one of those children you saw earlier on is where I go. I'm completely free. I've freed the chains around my heart and my soul. And I have a fantastically great ex-husband, and I stay in his house when I'm in London, which is quite a nice house. and it's quite a nice big garden, which is useful to walk the 6 dogs. And he's a wonderful man, and he's the finest gentleman that I know in the world. And his integrity and his honesty is bar none but great. And I see, Antonia, you're trying to be amusing. Mm-hmm. Do you see, I said I was a peddler of joy, so that's the photograph she pulled up, a peddler. Thank you so much, Antonia. A peddler, yeah, great. I'm a person that travels the world. I go where no one really wants to go. I go to forgotten places, forgotten countries, forgotten children, and I build schools. And I believe in bringing joy to wherever I go, because I do, because I'm a child. I've written 56 books, and 22 are children's books, and I've flown helicopters and thought I'd write a children's book about it, which came #1 in America. So you know what I mean? You just don't give up, right? You just don't give up. And I'm sure there are many people in the room that could sing Budgie the Helicopter theme song, so go ahead. Go ahead. Budgie the little helicopter. Okay, never mind. Okay. So I think you need to know why I do what I do. I think that it's because I really learn. I really learn on what I think about life. If somebody is sort of walks away from me and does this and sort of looks down and looks me up and down and walks off, I instead of running away, wait, hold on, wait, yeah, is it working? Yes. Better? Okay. Instead of running away and thinking, oh, they weren't very nice to me, I go up to them and I go, I'm really sorry to say this, but hi, how are you? Do you want a photograph? And they go, oh my God, I was so frightened. I thought I couldn't ask you, so I just looked you up and down and then ran away. And I thought to myself, if you go through life always never facing the fears of self-doubt, self-sabotage, and all these thoughts we have in our head, then we just got to override it. So I'm standing up in front of you with no notes because I don't need notes, because you're fabulous people. And you're just real people. And you're real people that are working really hard to help many people. But Cayman Islands has given me a huge lease of life, or a kick in the ass, or a cup of ginger, whatever it might be. But what it is that you're really lovely people. I walked in here, and how many people said I look really pretty? Thank you. There's loads. And thank you. And also, the women, you're looking so beautiful, and the men are so beautiful. I mean, it's just really irritating that you're all fabulously married and happy. But I think it's really important that you all really appreciate yourselves, and you turn to each other and say, do you know what? I really love you. And I think that's what Andrew and I do. We talk about communication. Yes, we do. Communication, compromise, compassion, the 3 C's. Tonight is the birthday of the Deputy Governor, right? His wife, the Deputy Governor's wife. Her name is Nuvia, but you know that, don't you? So we should all sing happy birthday. Come on, why not? Come on, everybody. And you have to come here and just let them sing it to us, because you're right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm not going to start it. Who can sing? You can sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Over there. Get them singing. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Good. Bless you. Bless you. Okay, you see? That's loving. You gotta have the lovins. That's what we do. Okay, so let's go. So why have I got to this point in my life where I can do things what I want to do with the great love and great compassion and just really seize the day? It's because most of my family died of cancer, and I was determined to give to breast cancer. Wait, hold, don't go yet, Antonia, don't go yet. And that's when I went to work for teenage cancer, and I've built 30 units in 30 years for teenage cancer. And that's when I realized about breast cancer, and that I ought to really get behind making sure that people in the world don't interfere, and that we spread the awareness of life, that we must get people to really take their health seriously. It's not just, oh, I'm too busy. We gotta do it. So I did say to the governor that I would be coming back to the Cayman Islands to go with Jeanette into the areas where people aren't talking about it. So that's good news. Okay, thank you. So now I want to just quickly go through this, because for those of you who don't know anything about me, Jeanette said, please can you say a little bit about your history? Well, Irene, I've been on the front of every newspaper for 32 years, but hey-ho. So as you can see, I had a wonderful choice of hosiery at an early age. I think Antonia just missed me in the wheelbarrow, which was another fine photograph. But anyway, I had a wonderful childhood. That's my stinky sister, and I made her get into trouble all times with my wonderful mother. And then, and I was pony mad, horse mad, and clearly a tomboy. Help. Oh, no, getting more feminine by the minute. But I had the most wonderful, wonderful life, and full of love. And I clearly am 59. I'm 60 in 2 weeks. You have some shopping days left, yes. And as you can see by the skis, they were, I mean, you cut a tree down to make my ski sticks. Didn't even have bindings, but anyway. So we had a wonderful family life. And then my mother decided to run off with an Argentine polo player, as you do, and live in Argentina. Hey ho. But you know, I was 12, and that's when I became a compulsive eater, which is why I work for Weight Watchers. Anyway, but you will have a look at this. Look at this picture. There you have Prince Andrew, and there you have me looking at him thinking, I'm going to get you. Yeah. I think we were both around about 10 years old then. Yeah, which is really sweet. And that's my stinky sister, who's much prettier than me. Anyway, so we had the most wonderful idyllic. And then I think we did get married, don't you think? Yes, we did. And we got married. And I walked down the aisle at Westminster Abbey, and I decided that I would go down the country girl with gardenias wrapped around my tiara. Lovely, very nice too. And then the hairdresser, when we were signing the register, we took the gardenias out, and I came down the princess. And I will never, everyone always asks me, oh, your best day in your life, what was it? And I always say, and they always look at me and go, your children? I say, no. I say that day. I say 1986, 23rd of July, marrying the best looking son of the Queen. Yes, yes, yes. And then he said to me, oh, we're going on our honeymoon to Canada, where we're going to go whitewater rafting for 3 weeks. Great, yay. And so we did, yes, and I've never forgotten it. But it's quite lucky his name's Andrew, because it really goes well with Andrew. This is a nightmare. Anyway, we had the finest marriage there is, and we were absolutely wonderfully happy. And I think to this day, both of us at the age, we were 24 at the time, and I think both of us look at each other and go, we should have fought harder. But we fight hard together now. And it's a total joy, a total joy. Next slide. So what happened, really? What happened is that when you start believing your detractors, and you start going into demise, and when you start believing the front pages that say Duchess of Pork, or 82% would rather sleep with a goat than Fergie, you start, 100% true, I know. That newspaper tried to get rid of it, but I found it, don't worry. But, well, I mean, can you imagine, poor goat? Anyway, but I'll never forget it. When you start believing your detractors, is the day you lose. Because it's the day that you start then crawling out of your own character, which you're seeing now, and I will sing Mamma Mia with Dancing Queen with you, Vicky. But and it was, I'll never forget it. And we were, it was a difficult time, and the British press talk about bullying. Well, I stand here, and I've never taken an antidepressant, but I have tremendous faith. I have a very, very, very big flame of life. And I've never given up on little Sarah. And I'm really proud of that. And that's what I'm really talking to you about tonight, is that no matter what anyone has ever said to me, I've gone home in the evening, looked in the mirror and said, do you know what? I didn't do it. Or you know what? Fight on, because it's through failures and through the obstacles that are thrown at us that we can really change, that we can make a difference, because we don't let them get to us. But we have scars in our heart, and our scars and our huge scars in our heart are, in fact, our medals of honor. And as I stand here, I feel so proud that I've been at the front as the coalface with my medals of honor. I've got an awful lot, and I've made huge mistakes, but goodness, I'm proud of them now, because it's got me on this stage in front of you all tonight. And I know, Tori, you agree with me, don't you, Tori? Because we discussed, there you are. Tori, did we not discuss that exact subject? That your scars and what you're going through is we fight on and we will not be defeated, correct? Correct. Thank you, Tori. Thank you. So my grandmother always said the most important thing when you feel bad about yourself, give to others. Francis of Assisi, seek not to be understood, but to understand. And when in despair, give hope. Brilliant. And my grandmother taught me that. And so I went to Liberia, Sierra Leone, Burundi, Afghanistan, Ukraine. Everywhere I went, I said, right, let's make the future better by primary education, by kindergartens, primary education. Let's hashtag kindness campaign. Let's make people nicer to each other. Let's smile at the guys that have served your dinner tonight, or served your wine, or the women that have been so kind. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because for heaven's sake, we're so lucky to be in this room as happy and wonderful as we all are. And let's make a difference. And I learnt it from these people, forgiveness. There's Mohammed. Mohammed, he was caught in Sierra Leone, and his best friend cut his leg off because he didn't know. He was a toy soldier. He was taken at midnight. He was on drugs, and Mohammed had his leg cut off by his best friend. I went up to Mohammed and I said, "Where is your best friend now?" He said, "Playing football." I said, "He's playing football and you have one leg." He said, "Yes, but it's okay. I'm from the country of the mountains and the hills of Sierra Leone. They are strong. We are strong." And I forgive him. Ooh. So what did I learn? And by the end of my little chat tonight, I'm going to ask you to put your hand in your pockets, not for money, don't worry, but they're going to be invisible nuggets I'm going to give you. And in those invisible nuggets, I'm going to say there are 5 nuggets you're going to walk away with. 1, joy. 2, I'm going to tell someone I love them. 3, forgiveness. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and forgiveness. We're only on number 3, don't worry. If Mohammed can forgive him, then forgive him and his friend, then you can forgive anyone for anything with huge altitude, because goodness, we're lucky. So, thank you. On that, I decided that I would go to Sierra Leone again. This was about 3 months ago. And I went and saw this chap. This is Joseph. And I went to the nastiest place in Sierra Leone, which is the rubbish dump. And I went there, and I walked in, and I saw a boy, and he was bent, and like that. And I went up to him, and I said, "Look, what are you looking for?" And he said, "Well, if I can find some plastic bottles, I can sell them for 10 pence, and I can feed my family, ma'am." What? Ma'am? No one calls me ma'am anymore, and you're calling me ma'am. I said, "Joseph, that's beautiful manners. How come you know to call me ma'am?" He said, "Well, I have an education, and I do go to school." And how old are you? 15. "And what do you want to achieve in your life?" "Ma'am, I'm going to be a lawyer, ma'am." "And how are you going to do that, Joseph?" And he said, "Because I'm going to work hard collecting bottles, and I'm going to feed my family, and I'm going to go on, and I'm going to do it." I said, "How much?" And I turned to my friends, who are street child friends, and I said, "How much is it to educate Joseph?" And they said, "It's £30 a year, $30 a year." I said, "To educate this boy, he's got another 5 years. We can do that. Let's do it. What are you talking about?" So I turned to Joseph and I said, "Joseph, you're now going to educate. Don't worry, no more picking up plastic bottles." I took my hair down and made it as bushy as I could. And I said, "Look round here, Joseph. You tell me, is there anybody else in Sierra Leone, let alone on a dump like this, plastic bottles, with big bushy red hair?" And he goes, "No, ma'am." I said, "Okay, so you remember this crazy redhead. And the minute you put your head down again and your shoulders down and you give up hope, don't, because that redhead won't let you down. I am not a person that makes pinky promises, pie-crust promises, which is Mary Poppins. Easily made, easily broken. I will not break a promise. I will not. It is not in my vocabulary. And that's another one of your nuggets. And so as I walked away, I was walking away like this, and I just turned my back, and I saw Joseph just shoulders back, chin up, and he walked tall. And I said, right, if we can give one smile to a child, one education, and one child the ability to walk tall, just by listening to him, what on earth are we all doing if we don't do that? Agreed. So my grandmother was right, wasn't she? The helping hands of life, the fact that you're walking away with another nugget of in your pretend little hand of little nugget bag, and you're walking away going, come on, we can do this with humility, then we are all lucky. And she was so right. So it's the one of the things of inner harmony within us, that we can just be who we are. And it's, again, all about awareness, and it's so important. This girl is 10 years old, and when she's 12, she's called Ruby, she's from Nepal. She's going to have to marry the boy next door because she's got no money, and she can't look after herself. But we're not going to let that happen. So we are building a school. We're going to stop these children from having to go into early slavery and into marriage, and we're going to sort it out. So what does that mean? It means, Ruby, we've got you, Ruby. Tori, we've got you. Holly, we've got you. Colleen, we've got you. James, we got you, James. And we've got Kim. Kim, we've got Brenda. We've got Brenda, you know, and Ashley and your family, and we've got Brenda. We're not going to forget Brenda. We're going to never forget. We never give up, right? It's so important, right? Martin, wherever you are, not that we're going to mention your name one more time, but Martin, well done. So again, I go back to the point. That we've got to educate ourselves, nurture ourselves. You put the oxygen mask on ourselves before we look after anyone else. And we've just got to learn to do that. Talking about thank you and gratitude, I just want to quickly say it because I'm sure I'm running out of time, because I know I am only allowed 25 minutes, and I'm sure I've banged on far too long. And I'm pretty impressed you're still sitting in your seats because you probably want to run away and go loo or something like that. But the only way, when I worked for Weight Watchers, I did 2 cities a day. I studied the effects of obesity and the effects of the heart and breast cancer with obesity, and I had to, because Larry King would kill me if I didn't know the stats. So every time I went on there talking about Weight Watchers and obesity and my campaign for it, I literally had to learn. So the reason why I stand up here with no notes is from my extraordinary education of really never giving up, learning more about life. And I am the University of Life and the curiosity to go on. So one day, I was thinking, how could I thank the American people for giving me back my life? Because they did. I divorced Andrew. I decided that I would tell the Queen that I would like her friendship and no money. I know. I did that. And I love seeing the lawyers' faces when they thought I was a money-grabbing woman. No way, ciao, ciao, bye-bye. Greatest honor of my life is the fact that I said to the Queen I would rather have friendship. And to this day, I'm lucky enough that I have the finest icon I've ever met of any person in my entire life is my friend. And I'm so proud of that. I'm so honored about that. So with that in mind, I went to work. Weight Watchers paid me, and I brought up my children. And so I had to thank them. Had to thank the American people. Love the American people. And the Canadians, don't worry. And the Cayman Island people, too. After tonight, all of you. Anyway, so I saw that photograph, and I said, right, who's looking after that child? It's the most iconic photograph. And I was kind of annoyed that Newsweek had sort of done that. And, you know, what happened? So I flew to Oklahoma City, found the child, went to the first responders, went up to intensive care, found Dolores, said to Dolores, what can I do? She said, save my grandson. So I went to lunch, I drew Little Red on a napkin, and I took my drawing to F.O. Schwartz, made her up into $20, and sold her, and helped the charities in Oklahoma save the lives of those children. She did, actually, not me. She did. And I started a foundation in America called Chances for Children, and she's the logo of the foundation. That was in 1995 in April, as you saw. Howard Lutnick of Cantor Fitzgerald, one of my wonderful brothers, gave me an office in the North Tower of the World Trade Center on the corner. And he and Alison became on the board of Chances for Children, and we worked together to help the lives of all children in America, and all the children we could get to. And on 9/11, when the aeroplane went straight in at 101 floor, Little Red came down as though her dress was a parachute, and they found her. Like the fireman that found PJ, they found her in the rubble of the World Trade Center. And the fireman picked her up and put her in his helmet. And CNN filmed it and said, look, a child's doll. And Larry King said, that's no child's doll. That's Fergie's Little Red, and she stands for children's rights all over the world. And from that moment, thank you. And from that moment, I donated her to Ground Zero Museum. So if you go there today, you can see her in a glass case like Sleeping Beauty. And on the little on the little plaque at the bottom, it says, "The only object to survive the North Tower, not a passport, a key, anything, just a little red doll that stands for the rights for any child to dare to dream." So yes, what an extraordinary story. But yes, how great that I'm standing on this stage, because we're survivors and we're going to go on and on and on until we get people happy, till we bring joy back, till we get kindness back, till the manners are better. And it's modern etiquette, it's familyhood, and it's unity and teamwork joining together to make a difference. That's PJ. And Little Red does live in Oklahoma City too. Right, go on. So, Antonia, are we nearly finished? Poor people, I'm sure they're bored. But I'm coming to the end, I think, aren't I, Antonia? Nod, if you can, because I can't see you. What? Okay. So just quickly, so the Duke went to India, and he rang me up, and he said, "I'm in India, and I need to know, I've got all these extraordinary people in Women's Interlink, and I need to know what you think we should do." So I said, "Well, tell you what, why don't we take all these women and teach them a skill of design, call it Key to Freedom, and sell it at Topshop for $30. So I took my daughter, philanthropreneur people, remember that word? So I took my daughter Eugenie, there she is in the green scarf, and I said, "Come on, let's go and see what it's like," you know, because I brought them up with philanthropy work since they were about 5 years old, poor girls. You will go outside, get out and go and do your job as princesses. And I always say to them, the minute you get up in the morning, if you don't want to have a smile on your face, don't go outside, because everybody wants to see a happy princess. And my girls are the finest example of what I stand for in good mothering. Get up, get out, and do your job. So being a philanthropreneur, I designed all these wonderful wash bags, which we sell in Topshop for $30. You can go and buy them. Yes, off you go. And all the money, 100% of the money goes to the woman that made them. So the woman that's been in slavery now can make so she works hard to make her bags, and in making her bags and scarves, she can build her own home. So she gets her dignity and self-respect. That is the key to freedom, isn't it, guys? Okay. And so then, I'm really boring myself, Antonio. Have you nearly finished? Poor people, they want to go and have a drink and dance. Anyway, nearly finished. The Duchess collection. So my next adventure is, of course, that I am bringing out my tea lines. I'm an entrepreneur. I have to do all this entrepreneurship because I've got to look after all the schools that I decided I would build. Of course I did. So we just keep fighting on. And so these are my books. And of course, with Beatrice has just got engaged. And it's pretty great news. What's the next one? Oh, that's it. Great. Whew. So the great thing about it is that in '86 I wrote 2 history books, and I made a young Victoria. Emily Blunt played it. We won an Oscar for best costumes. At the moment, I'm making my next film about Prince Albert and his mother Louise, who's been written out of history because she did something wrong. Ooh. We're going to bring her back from history. And I'm then going to go on, and I think the wonderful moment will be when I walk on stage and with my Oscar and say, "Hi." So I'm going to round up my own nuggets for tonight, because I'm going to say forgiveness, education, nurturing, social skills, modern etiquette, kindness. Well, that's 6, but I started with 5. Okay, well, never mind. Awareness, humor. God gave us, Vicky, don't you think God gave us a sense of humor so we laugh, for heaven's sake? So, yeah, thank you. Where are you? Oh, there you are. All right. Oh, God, she's waiting in the wings. It's time for me to go. So now I'm going to end with what I read every day, because Tony O'Reilly, who I work for Weight Watchers and Wedgwood, is one of the finest CEOs I've ever had the wonder to work for. And every day he used to say to me, "You must read if you can keep your head." Yes, you all know it, don't you? Don't you? Yes, thank you. So I want you all to walk away with your invisible nuggets. I want you to put them in your pockets, in your handbags, and I want you all, when I walk out of here and you walk out of here, you start to live your life. You start to enjoy it more, and you start to say, thank you. I'm so grateful for the fact that it's raining today because the trees are happy. Well, I wasn't, but you all can be. But I guess I'll end with, if you can, oh wait, hold on, I'm getting old, 60. Hold on, wait a minute. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, interesting. If all men count with you, but none too much. Yes, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son. So get up, get out, and let's win. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Duchess of York. I think I can honestly say, for all the speakers that we've had here, and we've had some amazing speakers at the galas over the years, you have been extraordinarily entertaining, and you couldn't bore anybody. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for her. Come on. So I have to tell you, we had actually found out that it was your birthday in advance of you coming here. So we have a gift for you.
Excellent, thank you. Is it the watch?
It is not the watch. I don't actually know what's in there. I was told it was a scarf, but it weighs a ton, so I have no idea.
I like your pink suit, by the way.
And then we have a little cake for you. Even though we know that...
I don't eat cake.
I know, but a candle and a granola bar seems so wrong.
That's so kind.
So, come on, everybody, make a wish. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
All right.
Let's look.
I honestly don't know what's in
Wait,
there.
hold on.
Ah. So we have a bottle of bubbly.
Antonia, we're in luck. We can go and get drunk. It's fine. I didn't say that, Daily Mail. All right, lovely. Thank you very much for my lovely present.
And you have your gift. Right. Right, it's being opened. So it's a beautiful Cartier scarf, and thank you very much, Cartier on the island. So happy birthday, many happy returns.